I'm back here. This is Vani from Arena Animations. Today I plan to give you a tutorial on how to make vector portrait in Illustrator. So taking a photograph. So let's get to it. So here I've taken a picture of a man from internet. So we are going to create a vector portrait of it. So how he looks. There's an easy way to put, but when you make it with vector portrait using pen tool, it looks more better. And nowadays this method is used for most of the weddings and all that, when they have the bride and the groom made in the vector form. It's very useful. Okay, it looks very lovely also to see it like that. So the way is, we are going to lock both then zoom in. Let's start to get to work. So first we need to trace on this. I'm going to use, so we can also work with layers. So this is the original layer which we have. So we can add some more. As we add more stuff can be in new layer. So click on new layer. So keeping in layers always helps us to edit later without having any trouble. So let's start with the hair. It's the easiest one to do. So start with the hair. Click drag, as I had told in the previous tutorial, how to create with pen tool. So since we have more shading to do, I'm concentrating on the shades more, so I'm tracing now. Otherwise you can do a drawing without tracing also, using the grid method and all that. That will make you more independent while drawing. So steadily you do. If any corrections are to be done, we can use the direct selection tool. You can also use the eraser tool to erase the path. So some way you can use it to modify your drawing. Faster method. So direct selection tool will take one anchor point. This can be done easily. Then fill the color. We'll call this as hair. Then comes the face, that will be below the hair. So we'll just make another layer now, and then add the face again, trace it. So here no need to give so much of detailing because it's going to go below the hair. So we will start giving details from the click drag. That's the formula to draw in Illustrator. Make sure the fill is set to none, and then keep only the outline so that you can see the underlying image. Then whenever you want it to work on it, you can just close it so that things are coming on top of it. So on the new layer, the face is in one layer. Let's name it as face. Then you can do easily even with the drawing tab. The vacuum tab works best for it. Here I'm doing with mouse. Anything which works for you can use. So let's trace out the nose. The active lines of the nose will start somewhere here. Others are all shading. So the lines will come up till there. Even you can change the shape of the line. That is the thickness of the line and all that. Just let's draw the shape as it is. Zoom in for more detailing so that you don't ruin your eyes. Yeah, got the shape right. Then, as we can also do the nasal cavity. Fill the color. You can fill the color as well. Then we'll do the inside of the eye. Then we'll do the top of the eye. And the top should be erased. So we'll take eraser tool and erase just gets erased to the shape of the eye. Inside iris, the pupil will nicely fit. So leave that. We shall do the coloring later. Then we shall make one more line for the eyelashes. And the eyeline is starting somewhere from there. We are going to keep it till there and then extend it because it's not going to be filled there. Now for the color, you can select, for the outline color, you can select black. Now for the thickness, for many of these things will be very useful when you use the edge thickness, right? So uniform thickness will give you straight edge for both. So if you give the variable width profile, change the width profile, it looks more better this way. And you can also increase the thickness of the width like this. It gives you the full volume of the eyelash. Okay, then afterwards you can add the eyelashes. So eyelashes here it is not mentioned so much. I mean, it's not shown so much, but here you can just make them. So all this can be selected again using the same method. We give the width. So for this, now we'll choose another width profile. You can use the width profile where the base is big and this is small. So that it gives you a nice volume. The same eye can be selected and kept on the other side. So first let's color the eye. So once you finish all the detailing only, you do that thing. So select the white color from there. And then this will have a gradient. The gradient, select the radial gradient. RGB for a brownish eye. And then here it is black. And remove the outline for all of them so it looks more. For another thing, get another line light. We'll go with a little lighter color, little bit dark, otherwise it will not be visible. So then for the eye, you just have to add one more thing. And then the edge of it, usually there's another skin which is covering there, right? The pink skin is available. For such things, you can also use a blob brush. Okay, blob brush is very useful for us now. Selecting the blob brush, make a small thing, can change the size of it by using the arrow. And using the razor tool, just sometimes it doesn't work, then we'll have to do it. We can keep this as it is. Then we are going to copy the entire thing. So select the entire eyes and then use the reflect tool here. Reflect tool is in with the rotate tool. Reflect. So while reflecting, keep the center axis here because we want it on the other side. And press Alt and you can copy the same thing on the other side. So you get the symmetrical eyes. So eyes part is done. So now the same thing in the little progressed one is I have done with the vector portrait. Same method is used. Here I have done the eyes and then for the cheeks and all that I have done the blob brush and then I'll show you how I give the shading. So coming back here to do the lips, select that. And take a little darker pink so that the color shows nicely. And then while doing that, you can even keep the outline here so that you can see the lip properly. Okay. So now the inside portion of the mouth, the split, is also, we'll consider that as a shape and then we're going to create. Adjust the shape of it. Then you can create a blur whenever you need to create some effect, some shading like this. Now you can go for effect click on blur and go to Gaussian blur and apply the blur how much ever is required. It gives you a nice shaded look. Now see, now if I fill the color there, you get the lip proper. So like this, you can start shading it one by one, and the shading will start with this. And here also, all this object now can also reduce opacity, and without the blur we give it from the effect that will be stored in the appearance palette. If I remove the appearance palette, it's going to be like this. So put a shape like this, and here also put a shape like this. And then afterwards you apply blur and reduce the opacity. So this is how you create the shading and complete your vector portrait. So you all will sit and come and practice this and try this, and let us know in the comment box as how you found this. This is a very short demo because that whole thing is the same method. Make a shape according to where the shading is, identify and give the shading exactly like that. And then for the other shades and all that, you can draw with pen tool. The final shading will look like this. They all are objects which were drawn with pen tool and then given shading. So where all shading is applied, we'll apply with a shape, and then if you want soft shading, give blur and reduce the opacity, or if you want hard edge, you can leave it as it is. Okay. So hope you all like this tutorial. Let us know in the comment box. Thank you.